systematic literature review. So we see what is systematic literature review and why it is very important, and then we'll try to see the systematic literature review paper format, and then we see techniques and tools, or maybe I'll give you some tutorials and some practice or exercise. You can follow my steps to do your analysis and to conduct your systematic literature review. So you just follow those techniques and those steps, and by doing this you can write at least a basic level systematic literature review paper. And then we will focus on mainly this workshop would be following the pattern of research article published by the many good publishers, the many good journal. I will give you some examples also, and I'll try to create a blog where I'm going to share all this relevant information and the published paper in high impact factor journals. Basically they are on systematic literature review, so you can see those examples and try to follow those examples and create your own understanding on systematic literature review, and at the end of the day you can write your own literature review paper. And finally the publication. We'll focus on the publication part also. So how we can do publication, we'll try to create a community among the members who are interested in writing meta-analysis and systematic literature review. So we'll try to review your work and try to give you some feedback so you can improve your work and it would be able to publish. Okay, so this is how we start. The most important part, why we do systematic literature review, why systematic literature review is very important, and why nowadays many researchers and especially the professors, they are focusing on writing more on systematic literature review rather than writing on any other format of papers. Remember, the systematic literature review, irrespective of the area, the discipline you are in, the field of your study, you can do in any field of research. We can focus on systematic literature review. So that's why it make it very simple and very good writing technique. So let's see, there are 5 major reasons why we start with the systematic literature review. Basically it is used to map the existing knowledge. Initially it was started from medical sciences, where we want to see the treatments of particular disease and the consistency of the treatments within the different countries, how they treat that and what is the results, and then they can find out the optimum solution for any type of disease or cure for any form of disease. But later on this concept was expanded to all other fields. Now no field is irrelevant to this systematic literature review processes. So any type of literature review or any type of field can be good for systematic literature review. Remember the first part for the importance, I'll just take your 5 to 10 minutes and then we move quickly towards the practice session. So let's move. The second major reason why we conduct the systematic literature review, because it follows a scientific method, a rigorous method. There are steps you need to follow, and it is a very scientific way to conduct any study, the way we do quantitative research. The practice or similar tools or similar platform can be applied to systematic literature review. Although some of the parts are different, but the scientific method is same. Each research article or published paper would be considered your data point, so we can work with the data. So we can include this quantitative methodology within the review process. So that's why it is very important. I'm not going to take you to the steps or theoretical foundations of the systematic literature review process. This workshop would be more on practical, how you are going to conduct your research. So that's why I will go through these systematic scientific methodological processes, and I'll try to teach you step by step and with the practice. So be ready, prepare your laptops and follow my steps once we are on the practice session. Okay, so it follows the scientific methodology, and nowadays with the available databases and also with the tools available for literature review, and tools available for data analysis and tool available for text mining, we can do systematic literature review very quickly. So that is a added benefit for doing systematic literature review process or systematic literature review papers. And fortunately, this form of research article, it is easy to publish. If you have conducted a good literature review, you can find out any good journal who can publish your systematic literature review process. And nowadays, being an editor, I know most of the journal, they encourage to write at least one systematic literature review per issue. Means that if any journal is publishing any issue, at least one paper would be from systematic literature review. So that gives us opportunity to write more, and we can get it published easily. So this is another opportunity for systematic literature review, why it is important. And finally, the mostly cited papers nowadays are systematic literature reviews. So if you follow correct methodology, if you follow all the steps available for systematic literature review, you can get your work published easily. At the same time, you can have highly cited publication. So means that any work in the particular area would cite your work because you have included all the relevant studies in your research. So that's why your work is more visible and it would be highly cited. So that's why it is very important for all of us, because we know writing is our job, and obviously if you are writing, the citation is one of the major factor we focus on during the research. So that's why highly cited papers are more systematic literature review. So that's why I encourage you to write more on systematic literature review. Okay, this is the fundamentals of systematic literature review. Remember, when you are writing systematic literature review, we need to start some point, and that point is asking a question, a research question. Always start your systematic literature review with a very clear research question. Don't include many of the variables in one go, like moderator, mediator, or many concepts. You cannot add many of these concepts in one literature review process. So if you want to include more variables, you need to conduct more literature reviews. Not one literature review is suitable for all. So focus on limited things.